Are we on?
We're on.
Artie Quitter, podcast. I just watched Weiner. The documentary about Anthony Weiner, who sends his cock to people. Never is actually his cock. I don't think has ever touched another woman, but he sends it to people. I might be the only person in the New York area he hasn't sent his cock to. This documentary starts off a little slow, but man, when it gets cooking, you just see all you see why Donald Trump hates the media. You see why at the end they are just absolute scum, just scum, flies trying to land on shit. And you watch all this. You watch Anthony Weiner, how much of an egomaniac he is. You feel for him a little bit. I can't judge anybody. Listen, I can't judge. I mean, he sends his cock to people, but I'm a heroin addict. So what's worse? The cock probably. I may have sent my cock to people, but I don't remember.
Oh God.
And everybody's very judgmental. The press. People watch him. You find him going, but everybody in the movie is a dirtbag, except Uma. And Dan is one of those people who immediately calls her a dope. He's mad at her for something. The anger at women, like you called her a dope. Like, what is wrong with you? Why are you mad at her?
She is politically savvy. She is not.
God, Dan hates her so much. Why do you hate her?
Because how could
you love Hillary Clinton and Elizabeth Warren?
No, I don't.
Dan, you stood right where I'm sitting and you said you love Elizabeth Warren. That is like so telling. You're a communist.
I am not a communist.
I'm kidding. But what is your anger towards her? You want to go in relationships and talk about people who act like dopes? How about me? Letting somebody walk out here with a $40,000 fucking engagement ring. Okay,
that's love.
No. Okay. Well, maybe she's in love. Well, that's not possible. I almost bought a certain fiance. I almost bought her a condo because she guilted me into it. Because I broke up with her, and she was guilting me, and I almost bought her a condo. That's acting like a dope. If you keep paying a woman's bills who lives in another city. That's acting like a dope. We all act like dopes,
but we don't allow cameras in.
Yeah, we do. Well, me and you were discussing that right now.
Right, but there's no camera.
Why else would I be letting cameras in except for my wanting to become more famous? Am I helping the world by doing this documentary? No, I want to be more famous. He's a politician. She's in politics, but they also have a child. The look on her face is not a political one. She's devastated. And a lot of men have that reaction. The first person they attack is the woman. My mother, stood in an abusive relationship for a long time, and my father admitted this to me. That when we had the deepest conversations I had with my dad were when he was a quadriplegic, and he would finally open up about stuff. And I don't know, he never came directly from his mouth or my mom, but I'm pretty sure he cheated on my mother. And he was a rock star, but he was a great, great father. He was good at one thing. He was good at being a father to a son who was young. A lot of people don't see their dads. I saw him all the time. We played baseball every Sunday from the time I was maybe 7 years old to, 14. And my father was not one of those dorky fathers you want to avoid. My dad was cooler than every one of my friends. These hot chicks in my high school wanted to fuck him. I pray to God none of them did.
Oh God!
I don't think he'd do that. But
man, you must have had a terrible time because
I had a blast.
You had a beautiful sister and then a good-looking father.
No, I had a blast. High school was so much fucking fun for me. I don't understand any of these dorky comics like David Cross and all these ugly fucks. ugly people. They all talk about how terrible high school was. I had a blast. I failed everything. I was a fucking all county baseball player. I had a blast. I'm the guy who shoved the guy in the locker. I never did that, but I'm saying I actually let the guy out of the locker. That's what I did.
But you didn't shove them in. You just let them out.
No, I let them out. I was mad at the kids who shoved them in, but I knew the kids who shoved them in. They were called black kids.
Oh, God.
And Italian kids. The black kids and the Italian kids had more in common than they knew. Very, very homophobic. Really, there was an effeminate kid who I felt so bad for. Effeminate like Dan is, you know. And Dan did the right thing. He left high school.
Oh, okay.
Instead of getting stuffed in the locker, he probably, I know what happened. You don't have to tell me.
I had a girlfriend.
That doesn't matter. You were getting, it's hard to stuff two people in a locker. You didn't have a girlfriend. You had a friend that was a girl.
No, I had a girlfriend.
You had a friend that was a girl. That's what effeminate guys have. They make friends with other girls. And, you know, I wouldn't have stayed in high school if that was happening either. And, you know, but I would see that there's one effeminate kid who was in the woodshop class with us. And he was probably, looking back, probably gay. And I felt so bad for this fucking kid. So bad for him. The black kids and the Italian Guido kids would just take his money. He'd have like lunch money on, maybe, you know, back in the 80s, yeah, $10 was a lot of money. These two kids, we'll call them the Johnson brothers. They were bad motherfuckers. Well, one is definitely dead. That's not the real name, and the other one I think is probably in the joint, from what I hear. And just bad dudes, man. You know, the Union Township, where I grew up, had a black section, Vauxhall, and the poverty in Vauxhall, some of it was up there with, you know, no plumbing type Southern poverty. And these kids were as tough as any kid in any ghetto in the world. And, you know, we all were in the same high school. And the Guido kids were very blue-collar, you know, close-minded type guys. And it's almost like the effeminate kids in the class, I can't remember a lot of them, but they were the worst kind of, they had it the worst, I felt, because the one thing that black kids and Italian kids bonded on was their hatred for gay people. And it was, looking back, awful. And you can see why gay people, now that they have power, have a lot of anger. I'd be angry too. The worst kind of oppression. And this kid would cry, and that would make it worse for him. And I really, really felt terrible for him. And they would lock him in the stain room. And the one kid lit the stain room on fire while he was in it.
Oh, God.
There's one kid who, by the way, went to jail for arson. He had, you know, and me and my other buddy, Mike, we let the kid out of the fucking, and the black kids and this other Italian kid who I knew were yelling at me. At me and my other buddy for letting him out of the fucking. So I said, so you want to be in jail for the rest of your life because he dies? You want to watch it get burned to death? You know? And I remember my old man, who I always thought was closed-minded too, praised me for that. He hated bullies like that. Hated them. He didn't mind stuffing another bully in there. You know, but a weaker person, no. He always stood up for the person. I guess I inherited that from him. I would lose sleep over what this kid went through. And I helped him out a couple of times. I gave him a ride home a couple of times. Because they knew, again, I've always been like this. You know, the funniest person in the room is the most powerful. They knew not to fuck with me. Because I would just goof on their fucking ridiculous belt buckle for an hour. You know?
To keep on trucking?
No, not keep on trucking. No, I'm talking about the black kids. When your belt buckle says, you know, your Muslim name. When you have a belt buckle that says Shadu shocks the world, it's easy to goof on.
If we had a black kid in our high school, I would have seen it, but we didn't.
You'd have been fucking him.
Whatever.
No, I'm sticking up for Uma now because your immediate anger towards her is terrible.
You know what?
I no, but you're with a lot of people who you know, who I like, friends of mine, have the same reaction.
I think
you're being hypocritical. I think you act like a dope too, and I do too with women.
I think she's a beautiful, sophisticated, smart woman.
With that guy who's your partner, your secret partner,
yeah.
God knows what you do with him.
I just, you know what? If you know this is coming on, or if he has something to tell you, you do it. Tell me away from the camera.
I want to finish with my other thing. So this kid was. I totally think this kid was suicidal. This effeminate kid, and I wasn't any hero here. I mean, I helped him out a little bit. I probably could have helped out more. I had guilt over the fact that I didn't sometimes. Because I'm acting like a tough guy now. I mean, there were definitely, with the humor, there were kids I was very afraid of. And there were, I mean, tough kids, like murderers. It's funny, there was, in the 80s, there was no one really I wanted to talk to somebody. I needed therapy about how to deal with the guilt I felt over just, I don't know, being in the same room and shit like that was happening. And you're talking about daily torture for this poor kid. He probably told it. And listen, the other thing about it is, one time I saw him get picked up by his dad. His dad was like a Archie Bunker type guy. He was dealing with that. You know, what, you gonna come out to that guy? Yeah, terrible. Yeah, it was probably a living hell. And I always felt bad. And then I went back to do stand-up, a charity event for this fireman I knew who died. About, I'm going to say 15 years ago, I went to the auditorium in my high school. And I was talking to a lot of old friends. And a person who worked there was a person I went to high school with. This girl stayed, in the end, she worked at she wasn't a teacher, she was like a guidance counselor or something, administrative in the office. And she came up to me, and she was one of those girls like a 1984, 85 version of a goth chick. And she said, "You know who says hi?" I said, "Who?" And she mentioned the kid's name. I said, "Oh man!" I said, "How is he doing?" And she told me that he remembers how kind you were to him. And I said, "That's great to hear." I said, "How is he doing?" How about this? Moved to Boston, went to college in Boston at not Tufts, but it had a school. It was famous for being in a medical school. I said, "Did he go to medical school?" She said, No. But he works in a hospital. He runs a hospital up in the Boston area, and has a partner, has a husband in Massachusetts. And she showed me a picture of him on her phone. This kid looks so fucking happy and healthy and alive, and has an amazing job. And she said, he remembers you were a good guy to him. I said, "Really? Does he?" She goes, "Yeah." And I said, because I have tremendous guilt over that. I guess, he had a friend who was a girl who we opened up to. And she was very sweet too. And a lot of the pretty, in chicks, in-crowd chicks who I was friendly with, and, there's a lot of, there's guilt over what a fucking hot chick makes you do in high school, but they make you look the other way a lot of times. And she said that, she said to me, there were times when you, I think, were a little rude to me because you were with those girls. And I said, I know. And I felt terrible about it. And she said, I absolve you, don't worry about it. Goofing around. But you should know that he wanted me to tell you that, because I told you he wanted to come tonight, but he's up in Massachusetts, blah, blah. And he couldn't make it. And she said that you turned out well. I know you have your demons, and we feel bad. And she gave me her number, and I never reached out for the kid. I should have, because I was so fucked up. But I was the kid who felt sorry for the kid. These other guys were the guys abusing the kid, and this kid turned out better than all of us. That's great. What a great ending to the story. And I'm not trying to be like some hero here. I mean, every day, look, I make gay jokes more than anybody, but they really are just jokes. I try to tell people, I don't think I have a racist or homophobic bone in my body, but maybe I do, because I'm not one of those people. I'm goofing on. But if you really want to be equal to me, you got to be goofed on. That's you're joking around. Again, I make the analogy of if two guys are wearing the same shirt, you think it's ugly. One guy, you feel it's all right to goof on the shirt. The other guy, you can't, because he's uptight. Who are you closer with? The guy you can goof on. He's your friend. You can be honest. What are you doing? You keep sniffling. Are you all right?
No, I laughed.
Oh my God. And that kid turned out better than all of us. And I probably have made more money than the kid. I know I have. I'm more famous. That, by the way, means nothing. I wanted to be famous as a guy. I didn't realize how. If I could be rich without the fame, I take it. I really would. I don't want to be any more famous than I am now. Unfortunately, in the business I'm in, I've had a lot of demons. I got to keep making money. And fame equals money. You know, the more famous you are, the more money you get. It's terrible. And of course, you know, I have that ego too that every comic has. But I totally think this kid who is not famous, has made less money than me, makes good money but less, is way more successful in life, way happier. And I told the girl that, and she said, you know, I would agree. If God didn't give us this physical thing with women, I would marry a chick like that, because I remember in high school she would come on to me, this girl, when we were alone in like homeroom and stuff, and I was a different person with that girl than when I was with the good-looking chicks that I, you know, the in crowd that I knew because I batted .405 and played third base. I batted .405. Is it my fault I'm a great baseball player? My father, with the gay thing, my father was very anti-black racism because he thought white people were pussies when they goofed on him. I told you that story that he overheard one of my Irish buddies say the N-word in my backyard. And my father said, we were like 12 years old. My father said, I'm going to drive you to Vauxhall, the black neighborhood, and I'm going to let you say it there. If you can say it there in front of them, you can say it here. If you're too much of a pussy to say it here and not there, you can't say it. You're not allowed to say it in my backyard. And everyone backed down except my one crazy Irish. Like, I'll fucking say it. My father goes, all right, let's calm down. I'm not taking you to one. He called my father's bluff. I'll fucking say it. My father, okay, I'm not taking you to fucking Vauxhall. Just go home. Go home, Patrick McDuffy McDuffy McMillan. That kid's now doing 3 to 5. Yeah. That kid turned out actually good. He turned out as a runner for a bookie, very successful. But I don't know. I got a very warm feeling when I saw that kid's picture. And, you know, I don't know. You tend to get a lot of anger towards the wrong people in life. And what's wrong with the world is every single person would look at my life and that the effeminate kid's life. I can't want to say his name, but we'll say his name is, I don't know. Tony. It's not, but I got any name for it. They look at Tony and me and, you know, say I'm more successful in life. Not even close. Well, if you know me for 10 minutes, you realize everyone's more successful than me. You need to know me for 10 minutes, you realize, oh God, Artie's the least successful person I know. The two brothers who, they were like a year apart. They weren't twins. One is dead, and, you know, the other one is not dead. But from where I hear he is, he might as well. I think he wishes he was dead because it's a living hell. I'll tell you, one of those kids, though, one of those brothers, on crack, beat Tony Stewart in the 40-yard dash. Tony Stewart is a guy who, amazing football player, still works at high school, built exactly like Dickerson. Who's the fucking running back for the Rams who beat the record, number 29. Who am I thinking of? Eric Dickerson. Yeah. Eric Dickerson. That's exactly how this kid Tony Stewart was built. And Union High, when I was there, you know, we had amazing teams. The 3 years I was in high school, this kid, we were number 4 at UCA, the USA Today's national poll, number 2 one year, and we won the state every year. And this kid got a full scholarship to Iowa when Iowa was the shit. Blew out his knee in the sophomore year, and now he works as security at the high school. He had 4 kids by the time we were in the 10th grade. Man, I think 4 kids. I think he has a kid my age.
Oh, man.
No, I knew Tony because we always ended up in the same classes, and I always misbehaved. He thought the blue part of the globe was the sky. No, he didn't. He's a teacher now. Now, he's the greatest kid and smart as hell, too. He fooled around a lot, but he knew he could because one of those kids was so good at football, he got his ass kissed from the time he was 13. He was getting recruited. And you gave him the ball his senior year, and he did not stop running. Yeah. You know, and he kicked field goals. Like, you know, he was good at that, too. He did that at Iowa as well. Full ride to Iowa. The type of scholarship where you're not going to see a book. Before he blew out his knee, in between his freshman and sophomore year, he comes home to Union. And the story goes, they were all these black kids were at this bar, Carl's Bar, which got closed down by an activist named Mrs. Byrne. And one of those kids, Carl's bar been shut down. Linda Bird shut it down. That's how I got the news. My buddy, this is one of the kid Barrymore. Carl's bar been shut down. Tony Linda Bird shut it down. Barrymore was the kid I told you. If he talked in such ebonics and a gravelly voice, he would tell you jokes sometimes. He had a van called the Love Cage, and a Guinea T-shirt that he wrote on the back in a Sharpie. Wore this in the 11th grade. A Sharpie. It said "Kid Funkadelic," and he had this white girlfriend who. A lot of the sisters got mad because she was not the hottest, but she was white. And he would remind us of that. All the Guido kids, yo, pa, fucking whack, pussy. What the fuck? Well, you pissed off with that on there? No, I'm not pissed off, Barry. I could care less about it. I fucking love kid, you got white pussy. Kid fucking down to you. And he would tell you Polish jokes in the middle of a final exam. He sat right behind me, and I wanted to laugh at the joke because, quite frankly, I was afraid of him. He had a belt buckle, and the buckle that went, the side that went into the belt was a knife. Instead of the belt buckle, he showed me, check this out. So, get through the metal detector edition. We had metal detectors. 1984. Wow. It was a rough school. A lot of stuff. Eye ties, blacks and Irish. Yeah, we all got along though. And he would tell a Polish joke like this. You had to wait for him to laugh at his own jokes, and that's how you knew the punchline. Yo, man, I'm taking the final exam, man. No, come on, man. No, fuck that shit. Okay. If I ever came back in life, I would try actually saying no to him and taking the final exam and see how life turned out. Maybe I wouldn't be sitting on my couch right now. Maybe I'd be married to a guy in Massachusetts running a hospital. Man, it's Polish motherfucker. That's in the bar with it. You go to the bar with his friend. He the black guy. He did that. I don't know you Polish. You get that. On the back outside, they'll speak. When they were talking to you, and when he would come to the punchline, he would start to talk to the fetch. And then I'd fake laugh, and we'd fail the exam. And he goes, no, man. Well, that's the other thing, too. They would make this poor kid take their exams for him. But the greatest thing happened. He was a nerdy, effeminate kid who was also stupid.
Oh, God.
But he wasn't stupid. I think he purposely would fail the exam. He would take it for him and fail. I hope that's the case. Guy's running a hospital. I hope it's the case. But he looked so happy in the picture. And if you looked at all of us in that situation, where I'm, thinking I'm trying to be his hero by helping him, and it's right when it's right when AIDS first came out. The fucking the shit we were hearing about AIDS, all the wrong information you heard.
Oh, yeah.
My father, my mother thought you could catch AIDS from buying an Elton John album. I would say to my mother sometimes, because I would go to New York all the time. The bus came right to my corner. And from the time I was like 13, 14, we'd go take the subway through Yankee games and stuff. But when the AIDS thing hit, I would say to my mother, I'm going to New York. I'm going up to the bus costs $2.95. I'd say to my mom, I'm going to New York. And she would this is all she would say. She'd go, what about AIDS? I said, Mom, I'm not going to get ass fucked. I'm going to get a fake ID so I can get in the bar and maybe get ass fucked.
But they didn't know at that time. They didn't know.
Well, I mean, listen. There's a lot of people who say it seems very difficult to get AIDS from heterosexual sex, but whatever. Dan's still here, so so the treatment towards anybody who seemed gay, like this kid was effeminate. Clearly, he was gay. I don't think you marry a guy if you don't. That's a little extreme. But to these closed-minded Guido kids and these closed-minded black kids and Irish kids I went to school with, Catholic kids, with closed-minded parents, And my father was the greatest guy. I told that joke about the black thing but the thing he hated was he couldn't. If two guys were kissing in a movie, remember one time Harry Hamlin was in that movie where it was on the TV. He thought I was watching. He almost punched me in the face. He was creeped out by it.
An early frost.
Yeah, well, I know you know it. I got a piss.
Should I give the World Series schedule while you're gone? The Cubs at Cleveland.
Are we on?
Yes.
Okay, I leave to go take a leak, and Dan says to me, "Can I give the World Series schedule?" And I go, "Yeah, sure." And then he goes, "Cubs at Cleveland."
I was kidding.
And then were you trying to be funny there?
Yes.
Oh, that was funny then. Dead silence. Cubs at Cleveland. We'll get into that a bit later, but So anyway, here's the end of the story is I had a cute little joke with the kid. I said to her, "Can you ask him the next time you talk to him if it's okay? Because I'm in the public eye and I'm treading water here, and show business is run by Jewish people and, and more so gay people. Because I believe the kid was also half Jewish. That's a rough time, especially in my high school. But David Geffen is Jewish and gay, so I need his approval. So I said, next time you talk to him, is it okay? It's all I want in return for treating him nicely. Is it okay if I say that this kid contacted me and told me that if I didn't give him a ride home that day, he would have killed himself? Can I say that? Just to make me look good? And she goes, all right, I'll let him know. I haven't heard back. So, I don't know. I might be exaggerating, but I think I saved his life. Thank you, Dave. Now listen, that's not why I did it for applause. Certainly not.
How do you enroll in that CNN Heroes thing? Yeah. I got to get you in there.
Absolutely. CNN homos? He's in the homos when I'm the hero. Maybe he's in the CNN homos, I'm the CNN heroes. And you see, that's a joke I'm going to make. And if you know what, guess what, guys? Here's the trade-off. Guess what, David Geffen, if you're listening. I'm sure David Geffen is listening. Okay. I made that joke, homos here, sure. But I also saved the kid's life who's gay. It's funny. The day I gave him that ride home, he was getting taunted in a way that was very, very scary. And I had my first car, which I bought for $400, my 1974 AMC Matador. And the brothers loved it because they wanted me to put that thing in it, that suspension you see like in Compton, like that goes up and down. Like
yeah.
Sipping on gin and juice. And I said to them, I'd love to you, but my father made me promise not to let a black guy touch the car.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
I'm not like those were the jokes we make to each other. And they would say, like, oh, you're Ata father? And I'd say, actually, my father's German Irish. And he said, well, let me tell that Kraut McFriends. But there was racial jokes. And as I got older, like I say, the table at the Comedy Cellar in its heyday, not like now where you're not allowed to be mean at the table at the Comedy Cellar. God, has that changed? You could do relentlessly goof on somebody there, and now you're body judging or fat shaming. I love how people like Heidi Klum, she was talking about body judging and fat shaming. Okay, you don't body judge or fat shame, Heidi? You don't. How come you're not fucking me? I guarantee you, I can make you laugh more than any fucking guy you've ever dated. I guarantee it. I guarantee you, I'm funnier than Seal. But why would Heidi date Seal and not me? You think maybe in her head she's fat shaming a little? Or body judging a tad? Fuckhead! Why wouldn't she fuck Dan Natterman? She doesn't get that German joke. How stupid. You stupid model. It's got $1 billion. Project Runway, give me a fucking break. You probably have that on DVR. Now I know Dan's secret DVR.
Oh.
Divorce. You love Sarah Jessica Parker. I see it all now. I see it. Elizabeth Warren. Divorce. Sarah Jessica Parker. You're lying if you tell me you did not watch Sex and the City every week.
I did not watch Sex and the City every week.
You know you did.
I was the...
Why would you want to watch Divorce, Dan? Why?
I just wanted to see what it was like.
What?
When you're on the
You should see what divorce is like. You absolutely should see what divorce is like.
I wish that would make someone else other than this in this room laugh.
They can figure it out.
I'm doing this for you. I want you to have something to talk about with the HBO execs.
Bullshit.
Hey, how about that second episode of Divorce? Wasn't that good?
Bullshit.
It's just like I did with the Rat movie. I gave you a little note.
Unbelievable. No, you saw it because you said, I love everything SJP does. Do you say SJP?
No, I don't.
Yes, you do. Oh, my God. I saw that on the DVR. He went out of his way. To DVR. Rushing out the door. Guy forgets to leave me fucking cheeseburgers.
When have I ever left you unprepared?
Sorry. And your rat notes, which, by the way, on Twitter they're calling the most classic radio bit of all time, my Gandhi rat character, which I improvised on the Opie show. Yeah, I didn't use any of them. I guess I did. Did I use them?
Yes.
Well, I've tried. Well, let's pretend Morgan. Morgan's probably my friend. I want him to think I really watched the movie. We're off on a tangent right now.
You said it. You told me.
You're off on a tangent right now. Let's just calm down. So my official story is I saved this kid's life, and I don't know. She did allude to the fact that the kid has heard. He's been a fan of mine and he followed my career, which was nice. And she goes, "Yeah, your first album, there was a lot of some gays." I'm like, oh, "Come on, am I catching shit for that?" I almost got killed by the Johnson brothers. I mean, it's the whiskey talk, and I open up with a bit that Dan doesn't know because, of course, he pretends he saw the movie. That's fine.
It's on my iTunes.
But you don't watch it. You watch Divorce.
Before I met you, I had it on my iTunes.
You know more about Divorce than you do It's the Whiskey Talk. And that's fine. I do a lot of heterosexual shit there. It's a turnoff. I don't talk about SJP. Sarah Jessica Parker. I get the douche chills thinking about Divorce. There's a thing I do about homophobia and being afraid of heights. Phobia means fear, and I play off on that. And he took that the wrong way. I'm like, all right. It's a stupid joke. Phobia, fear. Am I afraid of getting fucked in the ass? Yeah, that's the joke. Doesn't mean I hate you. It means I'm afraid of getting fucked in the ass. I don't think that's an unpopular opinion.
It is not.
No. You'd have to say it out loud. David. Compensating. How many straight guys do you think DVR divorce?
God.
I mean, think about it. How many heterosexual men do you think DVR divorce? I bet the number is astonishingly low. Even lower than we think. I bet it's one. I bet it's you.
When you're on that private HBO plane, you were going to thank me.
No. I got there long before you DVR divorce. Let's think about that. If you really think about that very, very, think about it hard. Not hard that way. How many heterosexual men, in other words, how many guys came back from working construction all day, or digging ditches, or, working on, Wall Street, playing softball, I came home and thought, wait a minute.
On an architecture tour.
Before I go out, exactly. Before I go out, I've got a DVR divorce with Sarah Jessica Parker.
Thomas Hayden Church.
And Thomas Hayden Church. Well, by the way, I saw shaved his beard. Divorce to him is shaving your beard. Yeah, they call him. Do you have any shows that don't start people with three names? He's THC. She says JP. SJP and THC. Did you ever see that Gilbert Gottfried used to have a bit where he'd go, I dreamt the other night I had a nightmare. I was on an island and Cher was there and Madonna. And they said, what's your name? I said, Gilbert Gottfried. They said, death to the man with two names. And then I had another nightmare. They said, what's your name? And I said, Gilbert Gottfried. They said, we're Sarah Jessica Parker and Thomas Hayden Church and Leslie Ann Warren. And they said, death to the man with two names. He does that for like an hour. That's the entire bit. All right, we'll get off the divorce question. It's awkward, but so I saved the guy's life. If David Geffen is listening, I saved a half Jewish gay man's life. I'm very proud of it. So my point with the whole the Weiner thing is I can't stand with Dan has a typical reaction to some men I've seen. You get mad at the woman. It's clear you're mad at women. What did she do so wrong? She probably looked at that. The analogy I was making with my mother is my mother probably should have left that relationship early on after we were born, but she saw what I thought of my dad, and she told me this afterwards. She saw how much I looked up to him, and she was afraid what it would do to me. That's why she fucking put us on welfare and dodged around the fact that there was nobody to sue, and she has to get a job as a secretary, and she made sure we got an addition on a house where he could live. My old man, we bought the house. I bought that house for 20 grand or something in like 1969 or 70. 1970, like 20 G's.
I asked my dad how much he bought our first house was. He said 24.
Yeah. Thanks, Dan. Yeah, you're saying that because you want to prove you're not rich.
Yeah. That's exactly.
Crowbars that up. I'm poor. I was poor and a heterosexual. When I have a lot of ways to prove it.
We couldn't afford HBO.
Yeah, whatever. You're a rich kid. A lot of money coming to you.
Yeah.
Of course, I'm paying for people. I do some nefarious things, like maybe the Broncos didn't cover the other day, and I had a load of money in my hands I got from the bank, and I had 35 grand in my hand to bring to somebody who, quite frankly, has a very, very apartment in Staten Island that's not decorated well. A folding chair and a phone. And the Daily News, a Sports Center and the Daily News. So I said to myself, I'm holding this is $15,000 more in my hand than our house was. Took my father 15 years, but he paid it the fuck off. He paid that house off. 2 weeks. 30-year mortgage. 15 years, he paid it off. 2 weeks later, he fell.
Ugh.
Became a quadriplegic. My mother had the house, so she took out a second mortgage to build a room to put him in. And, a lot of people said, you can put him in the government has to pay for it because we didn't have any money. The government will pay, but my mother knew it would be a horrible place he was going to go to. And my father's big. He was going to be in a home, like a place where people go without insurance. If you're a quadriplegic, the only other option was my mother working her ass off, sleeping 4 hours a week, taking care of him. Why did she do that? A, she really felt sorry for him and his pain, and two, she knew that would kill me. He was my hero, and that's why she did it. God, they don't make women like that anymore. Oh my God. Do I love my mother? So, maybe Uma had, and a lot of people thought my mother, a lot of people like you, Dan, probably talked behind my mother's back, called her a dope. You attack the women. Why?
Because it's on camera.
Stop it. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the people. And that's not an excuse, Dan. We do everything on camera, too. We want attention. She probably thought it would help him back with his career. She probably got talked into that. Think she wanted to do that? She's probably helping him. And what do they have? They have a son, too, who she knows is going to grow up more fucked up than he is now in a broken home. She's trying to keep it together. He probably says, look, I have an opportunity. He's an egomaniac. He probably said, if these people see the real me, I'll charm them like I charm everybody else in life. He's clearly an egomaniac and a bit of a sociopath. Because he probably begged her, look, let's do this. If they see the real me and how I am with you and stuff and how funny and witty I am, that's what he thinks he is. I can get away with this. So she's probably like, okay, I guess. And now she's a tennis ball, this poor woman. Because what's she getting on the other hand at work? Hillary Clinton. Think that's fun? Holy shit. You know how many people she's probably texted her cock to? Hi, I'm Hillary Clinton. These are my fake chompers. You like my chompers? I'm your president. Yeah, we're going to talk about healthcare today. Hi, black people. It's my annual 4-year visit. Hi, guys. I'm for you. I keep hot sauce in my pants. She said that on a radio show. On this guy, Champagne Charlemagne, remember? I don't know. Is his name Charlemagne? I don't even know. I thought it was like a gay thing, but I guess he gets a lot of pussy. I think he's a comic, though. Actually, he's a talented kid. He seems like a cool guy. He's good on the radio. I've heard him before. But she was on his show. He must be important, in the black community. She's on his show. And they say, what's the one thing you keep in a purse you can't do without? She said hot sauce.
Oh, God.
She said, don't complain now, Dan. You had your chance. I keep hot sauce in my pants. I like hot sauce. I like dancing. I'm surprised she didn't put down a piece of cardboard and start breakdancing. How disgusting. How disgusting. And this kid, Lady Charlemagne, he was too smart for her. He was like, nah, he said it. I'm so glad he did too. Bravo for him. He goes, people are going to think you're pandering. That's like, yeah, of course. Yeah, but she steamrolls through like the bullshitting cunt she is. When a bullshitting cunt bullshits you, she keeps going. Thank you. She's what I call an expert bullshitter. I've told you there's different breeds of bullshitter I met in LA. And of course, the speed bullshitter is my favorite. The speed bullshitter, again, for your people and new subscribers, is someone who, they say something that's such incredible bullshit that even they can't believe it came out of their fucking mouth. So what they do is real quick, they say two things that are less bullshit to compensate. Like a speed bullshitter will say this: tonight we're having dinner with Jack Nicholson's son. It's his nephew. He knows him. Last night, I fucked Jennifer Aniston. I met her. I watched Friends. Okay, that's a speed bullshitter. She's the epic champion bullshitter. She doesn't stop. Like when George Carlin talks about religion, that great bit. A lot of people bullshit. But when it comes to bullshit, you have to stand in awe of organized religion. Organized religion has gotten people to believe that there's an invisible man who lives in the sky. And he has a set of 10 rules that you have to live by. And if you break any of these rules, he sends you to a place underneath the ground that's filled with death and torture and hell and fire and people dying in front of you, your loved ones dying in front of you in pain and awkwardness and every bad thing you've ever experienced in life, a nightmare. He sends you there if you break one of these 10 rules. But he loves you. That's Hillary Clinton. When it comes to bullshit, you have to stand in awe of the Clintons. You really do. You really do. Bill Clinton will bullshit till the day he dies. He'll bullshit St. Peter's. If St. Peter says, well, I have some things, Mr. Clinton. St. Peter's, can I call you by your first name? Can I call you Pete? Come here. Give me your hand. I did not have sex with those women. I believe you. Go right ahead. Here's my awkward wife. Hi, how you doing, St. Peter's? It's Harry. Can I get your vote? Donald Trump's the devil. Did you meet my effeminate vice president? He speaks Spanish with a lisp. Los Nachos, St. Peter's. Los Nachos. Just Bill can get in. You have to go to hell. What a pandering, bullshitting cunt. President. Pandering, bullshitting cunt. Oh, she's going to be so happy at her inauguration. We have to watch that. She's already fucking gloating. Hi, guys. I like doing things. I'm going to clean up the bridges. Yeah. And black people, you're so cool and street smart. How are you falling for this? How are you falling for the whitest, most dorkiest fucking broad ever? Hi, black people. Remember when I saw you last? Yep, 4 years ago. You still living like shit, huh? Yeah. I think this looks great. Not like Donald Trump. What happened up there? You have no plumbing? You're shitting yourself? and your whole family's on crack. You look great. I'll see you in 4 years. Bye. Trump's a liar. You guys look great. Yeah, you guys are doing great. I'll give Hillary a ride. We'll go somewhere. What is she talking about? What is she? And it's not racist. It's not racist to say the inner cities look like hell because it's not their fault. It's an insult to you. Well, some of them it's their fault. But Donald Trump is onto something. Democrats have fucking gotten rich keeping those motherfuckers down. They tapped into the worst part of people where don't work, we'll give you free money. You don't have to. And we'll arrest the ones who are in your face, the blatant ones. And this will stay like it is forever. We'll stay over here in Beverly Hills and you stay like this forever. Until what happens? Somebody changes something. Even the first black president didn't change it. And Trump comes along and goes, hey, why not try me? Maybe my ideas are better. Hillary Clinton thinks there's something wrong with that? People like George Clooney, give me $300,000 for a dinner. Does that include a salad, by the way, George? And we'll keep it like that. And we'll keep having $300,000 plate dinners, and they will keep shitting themselves on crack. I don't know. And she has the balls, that liberal bullshit, to get on fucking TV and go, Donald Trump thinks your inner cities are ugly. I think they're great. Really? Where the fuck are you going? Watch the documentary. What were we watching yesterday? The documentary, Lisa Ling we were watching. The Lisa Ling show. God, how annoying she is. But it was fascinating about heroin. And Lisa Ling drove through an inner city. Looks great, Hillary. Looks great.
Well, it was Chicago, right?
It was Chicago. Yeah. Watch Hoop Dreams. I was watching that great documentary about the two kids. The two black kids who, they watched playing basketball for 4 years. An amazing piece of work. I watch it every once in a while. The one kid lived in Cabrini Green. Yeah, Hillary. It looks amazing. It looks amazing. They don't need any help. I'm not racist like Donald Trump. I think it looks great. You're the most racist person on the planet, if that's what you say. And the woman, and don't get me wrong here, there's amazing people who live in those areas that can't get out. They don't know what to do. The mother of the kid, Arthur Agee, the younger kid, I would vote for her today for president. What an amazing fucking woman.
A nurse.
Put herself through nursing school,
yep.
Making sure the kids have a birthday party when they need it, even though the father is a heroin addict and on the streets. And his son, Arthur, he seemed like a good kid, too. Like, he saw his father's problems. And one kid, his friend started selling drugs, and he was anti that. And because of the mom. The mother was, what a strong person. My God. Well, and then, these welfare and programs his kids on for special schooling. She reads the letter where it's getting cut off, and she doesn't know what to do because he gets a different status. That bullshit. The electricity goes out in the house, and the father has no money because he's on the streets on heroin. There's floods. At his 18th birthday party, she's making him a cake, and the most heartbreaking thing, she goes, well, he made it to 18. Not a lot of kids do that. That's successful. Not even with a little irony or kidding. She was happy he made it to 18. That's what Hillary Clinton calls okay. A woman is actually happy that her son made it to 18 years old. And Trump is a racist for pointing out there's something wrong with that situation. I don't know. I'm not defending Trump because I know he's a maniac too, but that particular thing makes me so mad. It's such obvious bullshit on her part. She doesn't give a fuck. Unbelievable. Bad choices. Except for Elizabeth Warren. I asked Dan, it was like a year ago, I said, who would you vote for? He said, Elizabeth Warren. I didn't know who she was. I go, really? He goes, yeah, she's great. I love her ideas.
Jim Webb was my first choice. That was number one.
Why'd you say Elizabeth Warren?
I did not say Elizabeth. I said Elizabeth Warren. I said, I like the ideas of Elizabeth Warren. And if she was running, Warren, I would.
What are they? What ideas do you like?
It is forget about
Free everything?
no, that's not true. We're getting robbed and fleeced by the big banks, and we're getting it again. We got it with the housing crisis. Now
So she's for Hillary then, because she's anti the big banks.
Yeah, well, you got no other choice.
Big banks finance Hillary.
That's the way it's set up.
Who's financing her? Who's financing Elizabeth Warren?
That's the way it's set up.
If Elizabeth Warren ran for president, who would finance her?
I don't know.
She used to flip houses for a living. That's what she did.
When Bernie Sanders ran, I would have voted for Bernie.
Yeah,
I did vote for
The problem
Bernie.
with Bernie Sanders is he's a little too much the other way. It's like, and he's 85.
But when you get in, you realize that you have to go toward the middle.
What I like about Bernie Sanders is he's the only guy who is not bullshitting. He clearly really believes in helping people. Whatever you think about Bernie Sanders' ideas, he truly believes he can help people. That is great. That in and of itself makes him a better man for that job than anybody, because he really cares about you. You can tell he's passionate. And he's got to be, look, you run for any office, you're an egomaniac on some level, and you can tell he enjoys that up there. He's having a blast getting all this love. He feels like a rock star. I can attest to it on a much lower level. When people are cheering your name and, you standing ovation, and that's intoxicating. I should have ran for office. It really is. And he gets, but still, it hasn't made him waver from his ideas. And what happens when that happens? Hillary Clinton clearly torpedoed his entire campaign. She was afraid of him. How terrible of a candidate. Afraid of an 85-year-old socialist. Any fall where he breaks a hip, he's gone. She's afraid of him. And these WikiLeaks things, that disgusting campaign manager of hers, what a sleaze, that little fuck. Chris Wallace got him good yesterday, that Sunday. He got him real fucking good. First of all, Chris, we don't believe any of these emails because they were stolen. And Wallace just laid there like a fucking alligator ready to attack. Okay, well, you attacked the Trump tax returns. They were clearly stolen. We don't know where they came from. Well, you think Trump sent them to the New York Times? I don't know. Well, I'm going to go ahead and say they're stolen. I'm comfortable in saying Trump did not send them to the New York Times. Why would you have a problem, attacking someone who, clearly is in the same boat you are. You're attacking that. That's politics. And he's a sleaze. He's avoiding what they say, which is pretty horrifying shit. Everybody hates her. And that's the other thing about those emails. Everybody hates her.
Yeah. No
Everybody. Who works for her. I'm sure Bill Clinton hates her.
If there was one from Bill in there. Just
yeah.
Tell us the truth.
But I love how you're attacking him, but this is your dream.
This is not my dream. You don't know what you're talking about. Then you haven't been listening to me. This is not my dream.
You said Elizabeth Warren.
I told you my fucking interview with DirecTV that this is why I left Washington. I couldn't take it anymore. From both sides. They were both hypocrites, and they were both stealing our money, and they both didn't give a shit.
What's not mad at you? Why are you getting mad at me? You yell at me for everything. And so the fact of the matter, so here's my only thing, is I get mad because I've seen all that, so this poor woman, Uma, who probably got talked into the documentary, because, again, he clearly, not to beat a dead horse here, clearly thought, they're going to see me and my charm. I'll win them over. And then as the fucking thing's getting released, he texts his cock to somebody.
No. With his kid?
He texts a picture of his kid blowing him.
Oh, God.
If your son blows you, don't text a picture of it. Especially if you want to be in politics. You should keep that a dark secret. And then she leaves him, and guess what? People like Dan go, finally! Finally, you retard! You fucking woke up, she gets attacked! How terrible! She's getting it from Hillary fucking asswipe Clinton and him. She's clearly in the middle, losing her mind, trying to help out people that she loves. What happens? She's the first one to get attacked. She's the asshole. I get so mad at that. Dan, your thoughts? Why do you attack her?
I attacked her for
It's not her decision.
two 30-second moments in that documentary.
Okay,
which
so
was
why-
you stopped the camera. You stopped the camera.
Oh, Dan, you were what an asshole you are.
Yeah, okay.
You're mad at her for that?
You stopped the camera.
Oh,
you
Dan,
you be an adult and you stop the camera.
Oh, you're terrible. You really are an asshole. You're what an asshole you are.
All right, I'm going to take... Okay, that's...
Anthony Weiner's the guy stopping the camera. She's trying to help her husband, Dan.
Yeah. You stop the camera.
Oh, my
and you
God.
regroup.
Oh, you're an asshole. That's her decision to make.
All she's got to do is walk out.
Oh, Dan, you hate women, don't you,
Yeah,
man? You really are. Oh. That's the worst thing I've ever heard in my life. You're so mad at women.
I'm not mad at women.
She's prettier than you.
She's very beautiful.
And prettier than you. That's why you're mad at her. Women get jealous of other women. She could have worked out. That's what you sound like a broad. She could have worked out. 30 seconds in. Oh, it gives me the douche chills.
Yeah, wait till her kid sees that.
Yeah, listen to you. Listen to you.
Wait till her kid sees that.
And you'd love that, won't you? You want a kid to be a crackhead. You put that article.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
Look at this article. He's a crackhead.
I'm sure that kid's going to be a crackhead. He's been the next 4 years in the White House.
Yeah, and you're mad at him for that, too? You're mad at everybody. Except the right people. Oh, Jesus. That's why that's why I feel so terrible for her, because of people like you. What is wrong with you? 2 30-second moments. Well, because so the other 2 hours, you're not mad at him? The first thing you bring up is
He's an idiot. He's a moron.
But you don't say that first. Because he's hot.
Yeah, whatever.
You know, you're right. No, that's why I'm telling you. Because people think these. He thinks he's hot. He thinks he's in good shape. And he is. I know you think that. You don't attack him first because he's got a big cock.
Oh, yeah, okay.
She doesn't have a cock, so you hate her. How terrible. You stop the camera like it's her job. She's clearly the victim in that. And you're fucking giving her shit. She's the mother of that kid. And in the White House, what are you talking about? With Hillary?
She's going to be in the White House for the next 4 years.
And so she won't smoke crack? I'd smoke crack quicker. Oh, could you imagine the dysfunction she's going to see? Her mother getting...
Talk about people with real problems, not those two knuckleheads.
What are you talking about? What are you talking
Weiner
about?
and his wife.
What are you talking about? Who?
There are people in this world that have real problems.
Okay, so-
and you're obsessing over the fucking Wieners?
Who's obsessing over them?
You are.
We're talking about a documentary, Dan.
All right, well.
That you DVR'd for me to watch. I'm obsessing over... We're having a discussion about the wiener.
Right, but it's way too much of a... So we're having a discussion and a disagreement over 30 seconds.
You brought that up.
At some point, you're an adult and you walk out and you just say, I need to talk to my husband off camera.
Okay. Clearly that was her decision to make. What an asshole you are. I mean, in this particular situation, you're such an asshole. There's people who would argue you should walk out right now. I'm mistreating you. Walk out. You have before. With dignity. It's not your decision to walk out. Just like it wasn't her decision. Because he's the boss. She's an abused woman, Dan. She's abused. Mentally. By the two men she works for, Hillary and him.
Oh, God.
That's where she should quit. Because the only thing you could argue, the only reason she stays with Hillary, the other abusive man in her fucking life, is, for gain. Also, probably she figures I'm the only person able to make money.
Yeah.
Okay.
I agree with you on that. That I admire you for. She's got to take it, in her personal life and professional life.
You're so judgmental.
I am not judging.
Oh, you judge everybody.
Because I just saw a 2-hour documentary on
everybody. You love when people fail.
Oh, I don't.
Look what happened. Look what happened to him. He died. He's his movie bombed. You hate comedians. You never put a positive story in front of me, ever, about a comic. I'm like, Jesus. Look what happened to Elizabeth Warren. She did something good. You love her ideas. She's oh God, how annoying she is. I hope she goes away. Oh, that's it. But again, I'm not talking about you here, I guess. But you know, that's what all these men want. All women, now it's all about women. Here they come, man. I'm out. Here they come. Elizabeth Warren has a man. You talk and we'll just shut up and listen because you're abroad. You must be smarter than us. The commercials on TV right now are sickening. You'd think men were retards. Oh. Because our example are the Clintons. My God. Imagine Elizabeth Warren, man, at you. Imagine going home to that. Ugh. She's disgusting looking. She looks like that guy. You remember the kid, the cousin of the Brady's, Oliver?
Oh, yeah.
Him grown up. That's what she looks like. Oliver grew up. And he's mad at you. Talking about Trump. They're mad at Trump because he's a man. He's a dude. Talks like a guy. You can't talk like a guy anymore. Billy Bush apologized for acting like a man for once in his fucking life, talking pussy. That's what you do in a locker room. You talk about fucking pussy. Unbelievable. Billy Bush like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I talked about pussy on a party bus. During a bit called Be a Soap Star for a Day. That's what they were doing. A guy can't be a guy anymore. Elizabeth Warren talking about Trump. What kind of a man? She really said this. What kind of a man buys a house at a low price and then sells it at a high one? An American man? Wait a minute. Trump yells at the top of his lungs, wants to grab pussy, wants all Muslims banned from this country, and wants to build a wall around Mexico. When did my dad run for president? You just described every father on the East Coast.
No, in the Midwest, too.
Yeah. Only you have a problem with them. I think they're cool. Dan lashed out and left and went to cock robbing. Dan got on the side of the woman because you knew it'd piss off your dad. I love my dad. You know? And I stayed with guys. I don't like Elizabeth Warren. I don't like Hillary Clinton. But I don't like it. But here's the thing. Here's the catch. Here's why I think I'm a rational person. I don't like Anthony Weiner. And I like Uma in this situation. She's the victim. I think Dan and I are mature enough to stay friends. But politics right now are very divisive. Oh, my God.
You would be shocked by my politics.
Why don't you tell me them?
We are so close.
I mean, what do you think my politics are? You don't even know. You don't get my sense of humor. You think I'm a racist and a homophobic, right? You think both things?
What are you talking about?
You think I'm racist and homophobic?
I think you're right of center in your politics.
Absolutely.
And I'm right of center in my politics.
No, you're not.
Yeah, I am.
Well, so what would you like about Elizabeth Warren then?
Because we are getting screwed by the banks. Because they have set up the rules.
So how is that right of center?
They have set because we're no longer free trade. This is no longer a free market. It's to benefit the very few at the top. They're screwing us, and not only
how is that right?
Not only screwing us, they're screwing us with our own money.
So how is that right of center? You're left
because I'm a free enterprise, free market guy.
You're talking like a left of center guy. And what's wrong with that, by the way? Why are you afraid to admit that?
What's wrong with what?
Being left of center. What's the matter with that?
I'm not left of...
Own it.
I'm a conservative Democrat. I'm a very conservative Democrat.
And so, and why would you vote for Elizabeth Warren then?
I said Jim Webb was my first choice.
Dan, you sat here and I asked you, because I don't know as much about politics. I said, is there any name out there?
I said what
Democrat could step in? We were talking about Joe Biden, and he didn't want to go. He didn't want to run. And he was being wishy-washy about it. So I was saying, I don't even know who else would. You were sitting right here. And you said Elizabeth Warren.
And I said 2 women could not get elected.
No, you didn't. You said Elizabeth Warren. I'd vote for her. And I didn't know who she was. I had no idea. I found out who she was. Holy Christ. You do know more about that. Well, what Nancy Stein? What is her deal? Is she
Jill Stein?
What's her name? Jill Stein? Okay, so what is her deal?
You know, she's a Green Party from Chicago.
Oh, that's right. She's an environment.
Right.
Oh, God.
And it doesn't make any difference what we do here if China and India are wiping out any gains we make here. So, I'm very, Republican in my ideas. You got to get those other people to stop doing what they're doing to the environment.
Well, that's exactly what Trump is. Trump's pro-environment in very indirect ways, not obvious ways. But what he would want to do might help it in the long run. But you're right. We gotta stop getting abused by people. But here's the thing: that it's very complicated. The biggest reason Trump, to me, should not be in there is the temperament thing. The temperament thing is the biggest issue. I don't give a fuck if he said to Billy Bush 11 years ago, when, by the way, he called himself a Democrat and was the host of a reality show. I don't care if he said I like grabbing chicks' pussy. Quite frankly, that makes him JFK, only more tame. I don't give a shit about that. Or the Miss Universe shit, or blah, blah, blah. The big thing is temperament. He does not have the temperament to be in the Oval Office. That's bigger than anything. The worst thing he said was the John McCain shit. I got very mad at that. I'm still mad at it. He should apologize wholeheartedly about that. Fucking guy's tortured for, years. The permanent damage to him, physically. He's an older military guy now, so quite frankly, I don't know if he should be in there either, but I respect that guy. More of a man than any of us. So that's the worst thing he said. The Khan family thing, he didn't attack that woman. He was sticking up for her. Quite frankly, that religion, women sometimes don't talk for other reasons than, she didn't want to. And it's so funny how that guy, everyone's so afraid to point out the contradictions just because they're brown. Their skin is brown. So they can't bring up the fact that they might be wrong too. What happened to equality? You could be wrong too, fuckface. He said, my wife, she was silent, not because I told her to be silent, but because she suffers from this terrible disorder. She can't talk about it. So she said, I don't want to go out. And then he goes, but I told her, go out. He says at the end that he ordered her to do something. He contradicts himself in the same fucking statement. She did not talk, not because of me. She didn't talk because she has this terrible thing. She cannot see the boy without, okay? So she said, you know what, I don't want to go out there. Then I said, no, you must go out there. He orders her around at the end of the fucking thing. And then she sits there like Pete Rose. I'm dating Charlie Hustle. Yeah, and the Constitution in his back pocket, that was real spontaneous. Fucking shoved in there by a Clinton operative. Okay, Mr. Khan, look at me. Eyes right here. This is a Constitution. Do you know what the Constitution is? Okay, I'm putting it in your back pocket. You're going to pull it out and say this line. Can you memorize it? Because I have to burn this piece of paper.
I have to email to John Podesta.
Yeah, I have to eat this paper and email Podesta when I shit it out. I have to eat this piece of paper with the instructions on it, along with some kale. When I successfully have moved my bowels, I have to email Podesta and say the cat's in the bag and the bag's in the river. Yeah. Okay, I have a copy of the Constitution in my back pocket. Wait, that's my wallet. Hang on a second. Those are my rubbers? No. Those are my... God damn it, woman. What are you putting in my... You washed the wrong pants. Speak! You have permission to speak. I told her when we have sex, you have permission to speak. You have to say, oh, baby. Nobody do me like you do. Your big brown cock come in me, and I love it. I love it. Oh, more. Do it more. Is that your Constitution in your pocket, or are you happy to see me? Is that a copy of the Constitution in your pocket, or are you just happy to see me? Yes. We the people who hate Donald Trump. You. By the way, there's a reason he's not around. Yeah. Probably no one wants to go digging into that situation, believe me. He just went away, didn't he? How come he's not around? The biggest asset of their campaign. The biggest fucking story of the fucking convention. How come he's not around? Afraid a little digging's going to go on there? Yes. We are actors from UCB. We are
that be the best?
We are at the Upright Citizen Brigade. We do characters. We are both, the Mindy Project? Yes. We came up with her in Bollywood. And we joined the Upright Citizen Brigade. Amy Poehler liked a scene I did. She saw me. And flew us out here. And we do characters of, we call them 5-star families. Characters. And we do it all the time at the UCB. And we kill with it. So they hired us. I've never met that boy in my life. Fuck you, Mr. Trump. We went to a liberal party thrown by Tina Fey. And they liked our politics. And they said, we're going to get you at the convention. That's one phone call. I'd call up Hillary Clinton. And I'd say, we will never do impression of you again. I tell Kate McKinnon. No, I don't know. So, but believe me, before you liberal people in Hollywood who are able to get me jobs, before you think I'm pro-Trump, I know the guy. He's a lunatic. And it would just take Putin to say something bad about his tie. You're right, and that's it. Me and him were golfing with Eli Manning. 9 holes. By the 4th hole, we were both me and Donald Trump, the Republican nominee for president of the United States, and me, a dick joke comic from the radio. We were basically calling Eli Manning retarded. Mouth breather. Well, there you have it. So I'm not voting for. I'm not pro-Trump. I'm not pro-Hillary either. I'm not pro-Elizabeth Warren. I'm not pro anybody. Jill Stein. Go shove a fucking bush up your ass.
What about the dope smokers?
Well, he's not knowing where Aleppo is. Again, part of that Lisa Ling documentary, there are these 2 black guys. The other thing, again, how the liberal spin on the Lisa Ling thing. Here's her dramatic thing. We watch as white people buy the drugs. They're the real monsters, the white people. Without the white people, this wouldn't happen. So we feel sorry for the black people. The black people are victims. The white people buy the drugs. Without white people oppressing them by buying the drugs. Shut up. Shut up! I'm a white guy, Catholic, heterosexual. Everything's my fucking fault, huh? Go fuck yourself. That being said, if Lisa's listening, I'd like to thank you. Yep. I do.
For Korean food.
No, it's unbelievable. See, there you go. Racist joke. That makes no sense. Wait, did you think that was funny?
Huh? Well, she was stuck in North Korea.
No, her sister was.
Oh, was that her sister? All right.
That was a terrible joke. How is that a joke? Korean food. Edit yourself. So, I have to get back on track after you fucking throws me off the fucking track with a Korean joke. Is she Korean?
No.
Looks it. No, that's funny. Yeah, her sister was the one. And by the way, we have to feel sorry for her dopey sister and her fucking dopey friend. Don't go near a dictator if you don't want to get kidnapped. Fuckface. We got to send somebody in to rescue you. And Daniel Craig is dead.
He's no longer Bond.
You're upset about that. You love that fucking bathing suit scene.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, he was a good Bond. I loved him. Oh, that fucking Bond. We had a Bond, that's for sure. 007 inches. Come on, baby. Come on, baby.
That's a documentary.
Who's the new Bond?
I don't think they decided yet.
I'm probably gonna be a black guy.
That's
get ready for that. Or a woman.
Well, that guy
get ready for a woman.
Who was that guy that at the Carolines that you may have bought drugs off? Wait,
I don't know. Timmy? It's Erisa, but the South African black guy.
Yeah, they're talking about him.
I didn't buy drugs with him. I would have remembered a black guy with a South African accent. You want any Molly? You want any Charlie? Hey, you buying some Charlie tonight, are you, Artie? I just saw your friend Hedberg. Your friend Hedberg and Geraldo, they were here before. I sold them some Charlie. The Charlie I sold you for Geraldo killed him. It's good shit. I got him some Charlie and a whore. My accent's going. So there you go. Uma Abedin does her begging husband a favor and lets them have access for a documentary so he can come back and maybe be a father to their children. And what does she get in return? People like Dan going, "You're a dope." Terrible. At some point, you're an adult. Well, aren't you the judge of all judges? Aren't you the biggest adult in the room, Dan? You and all your liberal friends. That's why we hate you and don't vote for them, because you liberal people, you get on your high horse. Could you imagine if I was Uma Abedin's like brother or something? I heard you say that. I go, fuck you. You're such an adult, aren't you? We all should live like you, liberals. Oh, Ashton Kutcher, why should I vote for Hillary Clinton, Ashton? I didn't hear you. Why? Are you better than me? Ashton, when should I act like an adult? Ashton, you're so much smarter than me, aren't you, Mr. Liberal? Huh, Bill Maher, why am I stupid, Bill? Because I have faith in a God. Oh, is that why I'm stupid, Bill? Did you hear it, Uma? Dan thinks you should be an adult. That's the liberals. Your thoughts? You don't have any.
I'm standing by my statement.
And we're done with the podcast. Thank you.
Oh, we're not going to talk about the Cubs?
No, bye.
Dan, how's your Cubs doing?
You're doing great. Best team in baseball.
Yeah.
You're going to hear this, my friend. I'm Joe Buck. Welcome to October Baseball. It's a World Series in Cubtown. And there's Steve Bartman throwing out the first pitch.
Oh.
And Steve Bartman is dead. He was shot with an AK-15 by Dan Filato. What would happen, Dan, if Steve Bartman threw out the first pitch in Chicago?
Man, I don't know. They are still bitter. They are still bitter.
I'll tell you one thing. If the Yankees played the Cubs, you know what I would do? I would give Bartman that exact seat down the left field line. I would buy him the headsets and the glasses, and I would put him there every fucking night. You didn't even know what we're talking about, right? You know, because cousin Sal wasn't there. Are you? I'm mad for you. You know I am, Mark, because I love you. You know we become great friends, and I'm a loyal friend. We talk all the time.
And I'm a loyal friend
we
to
talk.
you.
Well, name one thing you've done to prove that. Name one thing you've done that's loyal, except spend my money.
I spend your money.
You do.
That's
You
right.
do. Well, I'm about to buy a pizza, the cars. I watch this, like air conditioning.
No, I don't want the air conditioner. You could keep that.
Yeah, no shit. The point is, what you want happens. Okay. It dawned on me we should talk about the Cubbies. We should. We got to give Dan a little voice here. It's very special. As a baseball fan who bonded with his dad when I was a kid, and of course became an adult and stopped acting like that. I'm envious of Dan because I haven't felt about baseball the way he clearly does in a long time, and it's great to have that. But he hasn't moved on because he hasn't won. When you win, you move on. He hasn't moved on. So this year, the first year, the Cubs are even in the World Series since 1945. They haven't won a World Series since 1908. That's 108 years ago. That is 4 years before the Titanic sunk. Okay? 4 years before the Titanic sunk. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? If you meet someone who's 107 years old and you go, wow, you're old. They were born 1 year after the Cubs won the World Series. The Cubs won the World Series for the last time about a year after the discovery of dirt. And in Wrigley Field, 1908 was not Wrigley Field, by the way. No, Wrigley Field was not yet in the four. So Wrigley is the second oldest. I remember Fenway Park was the same year as the Titanic. 1912. We made a joke about that. Something black hit something white. And that's back when the black person would fall. That's the last time something black hit something white.
Oh.
And the white thing was the victor. How about that analogy? That's back when white people were so strong and racist. That enormous black thing could hit a smaller white thing. and would sink. That's my analogy. An enormous black thing hit an enormous white thing. And 2 hours later, the black thing had sunk. Dan, your thoughts? I'm kidding. Don't give your thoughts on that. No, well, it's so special. 19th, so you get Wrigley Field. I've been to Wrigley. It's what all these other Fenway and Wrigley is what all these other fields try to be. You know, it'd be great to see a Red Sox Cub Series. We almost saw that, and then Mr. Bartman got in the way.
Yes,
but you know, listen, they've come on. They've persevered. Theo Epstein took him a 5-year contract to do it. By the way, I burned all my Pearl Jam records. The most annoying thing. Oh, well, look at this. It's Elizabeth Warren and Hillary Clinton. We should turn off this channel. Man, Elizabeth Warren from the side, I don't even know what. She looks like one of those caricatures in a Charles Dickens novel. And then Lady Warren served us sausage grind up with other little children who had misbehaved. That's what she looks like in a Dickens novel, like in Oliver. Right? When he goes to the orphanage, and the evil woman who runs the orphanage is making the sausage, and supposedly the sausage has little kids that were misbehaved. Elizabeth Warren looks like that woman. She looks like that woman going, what's in the sausage? You'd like to know, wouldn't you, Governor? I'll tell you what's in the sausage, you all up on your high horse, thinking I can't teach a kid proper. It's other little kids who misbehaved. Yeah. Well, I wouldn't do that, Governor. Wank, wank, nod, nod. Yeah, me husband lost his eye. Yeah. Let's just say he gave me a little shit once. Yeah. He's the kind of man who buys a house for a low price, sells it for a high one. I found out about that, and I gave it to him good and proper. I said, how dare you? How dare you? Let's live. I don't want anybody to pay for nothing. Nothing. The government to pay for everything. Everything. Why am I becoming a Rasta man? I don't know. Losing the accent. But that's what she looks like. And Hillary Clinton looks like her husband. This is me husband, Hillary. Hillary, get down here. You're in your enclosure. Me husband's putting in his teeth, he is. He's on the campaign trail. He's out on the campaign trail with his fake chompers. And I'm putting little boys who misbehave inside the sausages. Look, oh yeah, it tastes good, doesn't it? If you're nice, once a year we'll have some Yorkshire pudding. That'll be grand, won't it? There, you little fuck. You little fucking you West London little theatre prick. All uppity are you? All uppity are you? Judging me, in my Aberdeen. Judging me, are you? Why? Because I grind little boys up in the sausage. Judging me, are you? Judging me, are you? I come from Whitechapel, yeah. I almost got me pussy cut out by Jack the Ripper. Oh, God. He almost cut out me twat. We was working over there at the 10 Bells pub. That's right. Yeah, we was over there. We come out the pub that night. It was a mite bit chilly, it was. We had to go working. We was ladies in the evening, I don't mind telling you. You don't get a job like this grinding up little boys and sausages at an orphanage where you beat kids like you to death without being a proper person. We'd come out to 10 Bells about 3 in the morning. And we walk around London there. And we get the Johns and they fuck us. They fuck us in our pussy. And we get a dime. And we go get a mighty nice pint. We drink that pint down and make sure the liquor got all over the baby growing inside us. We'd say, hey, baby, you getting all that liquor inside you? And we'd smoke some pure tobacco and make love to the rat that spread the plague. And then one night, what happens, I stay for an extra pint because I was fucking the bartender. He was a mighty good paying customer, he was. I figured I'd get back some of the tip money I gave this whore. And me friend, Maggie McGee. She was the first Jack the Ripper. Oh, my God. First victim. I was so upset. I found the body I did. And by the time, what I did was what any good friend would do. I took all the jewelry off, put it in my purse, and called the cops. I said, that's my watch I got. Yes, that's a nice fine watch. It's mine now. Whore. And I noticed she cut her pussy out. I said, what a disgusting me. I took a pussy and I put it in my purse. They never found a pussy. I took it in my purse. I don't mind telling you I swing both ways. And once in a while I would eat the pussy.
Oh, God.
That's right. Judge me, will you? Judging me for eating the pussy that Jack the Ripper cut out of me friend. Like you've never done anything like that. Like you've never done living in a glass house, are you? Throwing stones. Yeah, what did God say? That's right. He who hasn't sinned, he who hasn't eaten the ripped out pussy of their friend first. Throw the first stone. God. I'm telling you, a lot of people think it was the pints talking. It wasn't. I'd eaten a pussy dead sober. That's the kind of person I am, Governor. Anyway, Elizabeth Warren reminds me of that person.
If we were to pitch that to Broadway, we'd make millions.
Yeah. I'm Elizabeth Warren, I'm Broadway. I'm the great-great-grandmother, Elizabeth Warren. That's right, I used to eat pussies out of Whitechapel whores. And then I got in cahoots. People say who Jack the Ripper was. Simple. It was the goddamn King of England. He'd come around, he was a doctor, that's sure you. He had the nice instruments all fucking played out. The most accurate thing is Johnny Depp from Hell. To me, that's the most accurate depiction I've seen of it. And I was there. Mark me words, Johnny Depp. Looking a wee bit bloated these days, Johnny Depp. Friend of Doug Stanhope's now. That's what it'll do to you. You hang out with Stanhope a while, you get a little bloated. You get a wee bit bloated, you do. Throwing that whore out. Finally. I hated that last one. Couldn't stand the bitch. I like that Winona Ryder. I did. Should have stuck with her. Got a fucking tattoo of it. I warned you against that, didn't I? Didn't I, Dip? I said, you Johnny Dip. He loved the way I would play with puns and words. I was a regular Eddie Izzard. I was so fucking funny. Everybody liked me in the alternative comedy scene. Eddie Izzard. I was a regular Eddie Izzard. I said to Eddie Izzard, your act is terrible. You're such a hack. Put a fucking dress on. They'll love you. You're the biggest hack I ever heard of. But if you put a dress and some rouge on, the fucking dumb Americans will give you a fucking Emmy. You might even get a part in Emotions 12, 11, 13 movie. But, you took the dress off. Who the fuck wants to see you like that? It's like when Klinger stopped dressing like a wee bit chick on the fucking marsh. Like, why would I keep watching this piece of crap? McLean Stevenson leaves. What's he doing? Hello, Larry. Bye. Goodbye, Larry. Hello, Larry. Goodbye, McLean. Fucking BJ Honeycutt. Not even cheating on his wife, he wasn't. Show got terrible. So anyway, that's Elizabeth Warren. In my head, that's how she is. It's me husband, Hillary. Look at them chompers. She loves the blacks, she does. All she talks about is helping the blacks. She comes down, she goes, how can I help black women? Do you see my hot sauce that I keep in my purse every day? I put the hot... I can vouch for that, Charlemagne. She puts fucking hot sauce every day in that fucking purse of hers. She emails that Podesta cunt. It says, where's me hot sauce? And he says, I don't know, but I think your daughter's a twat. Okay, fine. That's the email she lets out like a dippy chick. How many times does she tell racist jokes about Obama? Holy Christ. Terrible. Holy living Christmas. I say, calm down, you're acting like a wee bit whore. That colored fella got you a job. She said, no, that colored fella took my job. I said, you made a deal with the colored fella, didn't you? Yeah. No, you have dinners with you have to listen to a couple of dinners and a few boring Joe Biden stories. Who gives a shit? By the way, I'm out of character now. I'm breaking the fourth wall. By the way, Joe Biden it said something so creepy the other day that nobody picked up on. He was mad at Donald Trump, and he's getting a little too full of himself. You're not the likable, guy anymore. Now you're becoming annoying. Shut up. He's another guy drinking his own booze. He said about Donald Trump, a lot of people say to me, you want to be in high school? I like to be in high school with Donald Trump so I can take him behind the fucking gym. People think that's fighting. To me, I'm going, he wants to blow him. I like to take him behind the gym. What? And do what? Take him behind the gym. I took one person behind the gym. Her name was Super Cardi. Oh. And we wasn't fighting. We wasn't. Oh, no. We was up to the devil's business. We was. I want to take him behind the gym, and it sounds like you want him to lower his nuts in your mouth. Behind the gym. That was creepy. I take him behind the gym. And those millennial idiots cheer. You morons. You're dumb. You're all dumb. You all look so happy. Yeah. Kurt Cobain wrote a great song. It was called Dumb. You know what the whole song's about? If you're happy, guess what you are? Dumb. Dummy. Oh, here's this asshole, her campaign manager. What a sleaze.
Of Donald Trump. And another
Fuck, I missed it. Chris Wallace nailed him. Her campaign manager, you probably love him. Her campaign manager is so waxy.
Yeah, he's terrible.
He's waxy and condescending and little Miss Futlerite. He was trying to condescend to Chris Wallace. Chris Wallace hit him with a bullet. It's called intelligence. Well, Chris, we don't know where they're back. We don't know where they're. Yes, we do. They were stolen. Why do you think? No, they weren't. So your theory is Donald Trump sent it to the New York Times? Well, circuit overload. Blew up his head. Anyway, the Cubs.
You were so much happier when you were watching baseball highlights.
I know, I love that. I can watch baseball highlights the whole time. Dan's easier to watch. Dan watches Cubs highlights knowing what happened, and if they won, it's great. They are a good team, man. They are a great team, the Cubs. No bullshit here. They got pitching. They got clutch hitting. They're good up the middle defensively. The catchers with the arms, relief pitching.
They got a nice mixture of veterans and rookies.
I thought you were going to say racist. No, and you're right. Tony Rizzo, how about a paisan at first base? How about a guy who speaks a little English? How about raising a glass for the hard-working people who speak English? I'm Tony Rizzo, I is.
Well, congratulate Dexter Fowler because he will be the first black.
I was going to get into that. I love how Dan stops the first black. First black to eat dinner at my house. No, what? Fill in the sentence. Dan stopped it. He will be the first black to ever date a Filato. The first black to ever date Mario Bosco's sister.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, Mario. Did that joke hurt you, Mario? Mario, did that joke hurt you with an executive at NBC? You dick. God, when Mario gets in here, I'm going to berate him. That's a little tease, guys. When Mario gets in here, I'm going to berate him about something. And you're going to love it. You're going to love it. We're going to put the microphone where he can't reach it. And we're going to put little nubs on the wall like a mountain climbing thing. Like rock climbing. You want to be on the show? Start rock climbing, Dick Lick. Start climbing, Dick Lick McGee. All right, then. What is Derek Fowler? First black guy what?
He'll be the first black player to ever play for the Cubs in the World Series.
Unbelievable. You know why that is? Last World Series, 1945. Hank Greenberg, the Jew. Hank Greenberg's Tigers beat the Cubs in 45, and of course the Cubs won it away to 45 last time in the series and the first time ever. Jackie Robinson did not break the color line until 1947, 2 years later. Well, Cuban guys broke the color line earlier. They were black, called themselves Cuban. They were black guys, jet black as Yaphet Kotto's asshole. Okay? Google Yaphet Kotto, you young people. One of the best Bond villains ever. He's also in Midnight Run. Lonzo Mosley.
Wow, I can't believe you remember the name.
He's got A-Rod's lips and a black face. I love him. Big pink tongue. How many times, Dan, have you jerked off to Yaphet Kotto's big pink tongue?
Oh.
Don't tell me I know. It's thousands. In the thousands. Ever since Dr. No came out. But, 1945 was the last one, so no black guys allowed on the team. And here's how racism was. The seats and the stands were also segregated back then. There were black sections, and not a lot of blacks even went to games, but there were white sections and black sections. That guy in 1945 tried to take a goat. His theory was, look, it's not like it's a black guy. He thought he could get a goat in where a black guy wasn't allowed. Two things were not allowed on those stands: black guys and goats. Oh my God, how terrible! Think about how awful blatant racism like that is. Think about that. That guy had the theory, like, well, it's not like I'm bringing a black guy. His wife was probably like, "You're not going to bring a goat to the game. You'll never get it, honey. You're acting like it's a black guy." That makes sense. You wouldn't want a black guy in. That was his logic. It makes sense, no blacks. No goats. That's really oppressive. The guy tried to get a goat in a game, and the goat supposedly said, "You'll never win again." Unbelievable. I want to, you know what I'm going to show? I'm going to show this solidarity. I'm going to bring a black guy and a goat. And guess what? One of them ain't getting in. And it ain't the black guy. Thank you. The black guy's getting in. The goat out still. That's the fucking progress we've made in this country. The goat would have to call an Uber guy like the rock and roll goat's got to go home.
Would the goat faint if the black guy got in?
Again, I can't unravel the joke. He just told another terrible
Don't they
joke.
have those fainting goats? Isn't that the animal that faints?
Wow, listen to Dan. Dan just made a joke that even if you got the reference, it's lame. You have to edit yourself. No one knows about fainting goats. I'm just finding out about it. You made a joke based on a faint. It just sounds racist. It makes no sense. Terrible. Terrible. You have to keep that in. You're not editing that in. I want to let people know the kind of jokes I'm dealing with here. Did the black guy faint? What was the joke again? Who fainted?
Would the goat faint if the black guy got in?
Wow. Wow. First of all, the fainting goat faints for no reason. So it's just like, right? Why does it faint? Because she's a black person?
I don't know why they faint.
It's the worst joke ever. That might be the worst joke I've ever heard. For many reasons. Not the least of being no one knows the reference. You don't need the joke. He doesn't need a black guy or any. In other words, the thing is, the goats don't need any impetus that we know of to faint. So it would faint no matter what. The black guy making it faint makes no sense. Even if you get the reference that a goat faints, it's the worst joke I've ever heard.
We'll have to restart my tribute to Dexter Fowler.
No, we're keeping it. It's the perfect tribute. It's the perfect tribute. You've once again ruined Dexter Fowler's day. And I have this amazing analogy about black guys and goats not getting in. A black guy's not letting in a goat. And it's brilliant. It's brilliant comedy. That'll get us a potty. We're up for a potty, I think. And Dan decides to close the segment with the joke. With the fucking black guy or the goat faint. What the fuck? Anyway, my analogy, of course, brilliant. Okay, let's go to the odds. We'll end with this. Anyway, good luck. This is a team, and I'm pretty sure I will be in Wrigley Field, by the way. And I'm pretty sure we're doing a podcast from Chicago. Pretty sure. Dan's going to go home, and Dan is telling me I'm allowed to sleep in this mysterious house, right?
Yes.
I can't wait. Now, is it where the Luigi the chef shit on the bowl? I want it boiled. I want that bowl boiled. A 300-pound fucking Gindaloon chef shit all over the bowl that Dan has to go for. Dan has to fly home to clean the fucking shit up. I don't even get it. And Uma Abedin's a dope. We're the dopes, my friend. We're the dopes. We're sitting here in Hoboken looking at each other. Portuguese chick is home. 17 grand in hotels for a Portuguese boy.
Oh, God.
Well, I think I'm falling in love, by the way. It's a long story. She's wonderful. I think she fucks other guys, but she's wonderful. She fucks other guys in the hotel rooms I pay for. But that aside, as long as I get my 10 seconds. Oh, is that great? That's a great 10 seconds. I'm pretty sure she doesn't listen to the show. You send me link. Yeah, whatever. Yeah. I don't want to get her and my dealer together. They'll talk behind my back. Kidding, joke. Let's go with the odds. The odds are in Vegas. I was right. Chicago Cubs favorite, but not on my own. Cubs minus 175. That's not. They're not big favorites. The Indians plus 155. They're not big dogs at all, the Indians. So, I don't know. But here we go. In computer simulations, here's who won. Like I wanted this fag fucking stat. But for you millennials in your safe space, I'll give it to you. And I apologize for fag. We'll change that. For all you non-gay white guys who are crying right now. He said fag. Call the dean. Because you can't call me. You know why? Because the dean gives a fuck. I do not. And computers are okay. Team win World Series. Chicago Cubs 59.4% of the time they won. The Cubs. So 60% of the time to 40% of the time, the Cubs are winning. That's a pretty big favorite. The Cubs are definitely favored in Vegas to win the World Series, which starts at Cleveland
Tonight.
And you're right, technically tonight. It's 2:33 a.m. and we're doing a podcast. And once again, the gay guy who I saved in high school wins. He's with his partner right now in Massachusetts running a hospital. I'm running a mental hospital. Let's go my home. So, good job there, Dan. Good job. Hopefully this weekend, if I do go, it'll be Saturday's game. Game
And
4.
that could be
if they
the
sweep.
clincher.
If they sweep, it's a clincher. I'll tell you what. If they switch it to, if they could win in 5 because they lose in 4, I may stay the next day. I want that celebration. I always said I'm not a big hockey guy, but in the 80s, throughout the 80s and the early 90s, I always said if the Rangers ever win at the Garden, I'm going to that area, even if I'm not in the Garden, to go to a bar around there because I want to be in that celebration. And I did. 94, I was working in New York. I was actually making some leeway. I just signed with William Morris. I was doing all right, making some money. I did a stand-up set at Stand Up New York. I did a stand-up set at the Comic Strip, and I went down to the Wakamba Lounge. I think it's still there on 8th Ave and 37th Street. Got a seat with a couple other guys, Jimmy Palumbo being one of them. Joe Matarese maybe the other one. That's right. Okay. And watched the game, which was across the street. We couldn't get in. When they won, we flooded out onto 8th Avenue. It was fucking pandemonium. Bam, right out there on 8th Avenue having 1994 fun. Did some offensive shit slip out? Sure. Sure. Was there a black player on the Canucks that may have heard some things? Was there an Asian assistant coach who might have heard it? Not a lot of Asians play hockey. Did I make fun of that stereotype? Certainly. Certainly. Did I make reference to a black player, the ice and iced tea, Ice Cube, and the ice on the thing? That's some sort of joke along those lines, of course. Was it funny? No. Was it offensive? Absolutely. That's all you required with a Ranger fan from Queens. Just be offensive. When they had that, when the Islanders were winning 4 in a row in the 80s, and the Rangers-Islanders fucking rivalry was at its peak. You sit in the blue seats at the Rangers fucking home ice is, of course, Madison Square Garden. The blue seats with an Islander shirt on, you're dead. Dennis Potvin on the Islanders, famous story. Supposedly he beat his wife, supposedly. I don't know. It was a rumor. Got arrested for something. Domestic violence. For 5 straight years in New York City, you could not go somewhere and not hear this chant. You go to the opera, you'd hear this chant. Beat your wife, Potvin. Beat your wife. Beat your wife, Potvin. You heard that at the Port Authority. Coming up, stops at Newark, Linden, Secaucus, Toms River, and Cucamonga. And beat your wife, Potvin, beat your wife, and Union, Secaucus, Toms River, Seaside Heights, Cherry Hill, Delaware, and Cucamonga. Beat your wife.